What's the word? Tiger!
If I quit your realm, I still rap with Sage's home. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Skyhawk Sports Talk from Woodfire Pizza Kitchen here at the Level Up Arcade Bar. Gregory here with Chris Brinkley. Chris, what an atmosphere. We've got a great crowd here with us here tonight for the first episode here at Woodfire.
Yeah, I mean, having a big time, a lot going on, and we're excited about the podcast.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this week in Skyhawk Athletics. Golf at the Grover Page Classic at the Links at Audubon in Memphis, Tennessee. That's today, Monday through Tuesday. Softball will be up against Dyersburg State Community College at home at 2 on Wednesday, then be at Murray State on Sunday at 1. The rodeo coming up against Missouri Valley College. That will be at their rodeo Thursday through Saturday. Volleyball has the Mercer Invitational. Friday, a doubleheader for the Skyhawks against North Dakota at 9 a.m. and West Georgia at 3 p.m. On Saturday, the Skyhawks will duel there with the Bears of Mercer at noon to wrap up the Mercer Invitational. And then soccer, they will open up OVC play against Southern Indiana at 7 at Skyhawk Field on ESPN+. And football, they will be at Missouri State, finishing off the non-conference schedule against the Bears at 6 p.m. from Plaster Stadium on ESPN+ and the Skyhawk Sports Network. Chris, let's go ahead and get this episode started.
A lot to talk about. Let's get going.
Let's do it. When we come back, we'll have head coach of the UT Martin football team, Jason Simpson, join us here on Skyhawk Sports Talk.
If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Skyhawk Sports Talk podcast is brought to you by Weekly Ford Nissan.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Skyhawk Sports Talk here from Woodfire Pizza Kitchen here at the Level Up Arcade Bar. Gregory here with Chris Brinkley. We've got head coach of the UT Martin football team, Jason Simpson, starting it off for us here tonight. Coach, welcome.
You let me go first. All right.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
You were here early, too.
I had to get here early.
I have to compliment you on
Julie
that.
and I got here about 2 hours ago,
Yes,
waiting on you. But that's okay.
He was hoping you'd have less time to write material.
I know, exactly. But you got to think about some stuff.
Just fuel for the fire.
Yeah.
Now, this is Chris and I's second pizza place.
That's
the
right.
Skyhawks,
Yeah,
right?
long time
You know,
at Snappy.
from Snappy's. And,
Yeah. I remember so well Ty
Yeah.
and Emma playing the pinball machine out there.
Golly, I don't know how many years we did that, but that was good.
Yeah,
But great to be here. What a great a great atmosphere, and appreciate it. There's the Mosers there out there tonight, so good to see you guys.
Yeah, got a great crowd for us here tonight. But getting into, Coach, this upcoming week, getting Missouri State here, finishing up your non-conference schedule against the Bears, which is hard to believe. I was walking around the Elam Center today thinking, how are we already to the fourth game of the year?
It's gone fast, hasn't it?
It's been crazy.
No, it has. It's hard to believe it's game 4 already, and obviously, we're not where we want to be from a record-wise, but it's. I had a team meeting today, and you go through it and you say, look at this play. This is an outstanding play. This is, and I told the players, obviously I told you last week, with that quarterback, that's a playoff caliber team in my opinion. If he stays healthy, they'll have an opportunity. Very good player. It's one of the Williams is probably one of the best offensive players that in my 20 years has been on that field.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, there's been some good running backs.
That's high praise. And going into the game, I wanted to see him in person just based on what you had said. And he's really good.
No, he's really good. And so, and there's 40-something plays that as you go through the game, right, where you say, okay, that's good defense. But that's not how you judge on defense, right? And that's why players like him are dynamic. And you let – I think we went back and did the math. What was it? 77 plays for 256 yards. Now, when you break it down like that, that doesn't mean that if you would have stopped them that play, right, they don't score on the next one. Okay? I mean, good teams will find a different way. But you're playing the odds, and you got to get them down and create an opportunity where they have to make another play because then the odds go back in your favor, right, when you have to do that. So, I'm obviously not happy, but you and I, we all three knew going into the season with this record and a new team, or with this schedule and this team, right, that you're going to be underdogs in these first 4 games. But I certainly haven't lost any hope or any confidence. I see some improvement on some things. I see some things that can be fixed. I see some things that, as coaches, we'll have to kind of coach around as we go, because every team's got. It's got some good and some bad, some things that we need to do better, whether it be based on your personnel and things of that nature. So, that's my job. That's our job as coaches to try to to direct that and help that and move forward.
And I think of two teams in my short time here. Women's basketball a couple years ago, they did not have a great start in non-conference, but they went to the NCAA tournament, made the OVC tournament championship. And then you all last year at 1-3 to start the season, and then you get an at-large bid to the playoffs. For you, what's been your message to the guys coming off of that game and into this game? How have they taken it, and how are they ready to go here for this week? Because like you said, a very encouraging message that this season is not over. There's no reason to lose hope at all.
Well, you know, the energy of the game was right. Okay, I mean, as a coach, you can sit there and grade loafs and things and stuff. But I thought from the sideline view, guys were running, guys were hitting. You know, so I wasn't displeased with that. It wasn't that we didn't have the right energy or mindset. No, which is always a challenge each week, certainly. It's just the fact that, you know, things that are correctable, things that are controllable. First play of the game, they get an unbalance. Okay, and then we have a check for that, and our corner is supposed to be playing post coverage, supposed to be in the middle of that field. We don't get in the middle of the field, and you know, post goes flying over the head, and the guy you saw chasing, that's not his play. Okay, that's the backside corner's play. You know, so there's one right there. You know, and you doesn't mean they won't score on the next play, but just by your alignment assignment, you got to be there. So you've got to be able to, you know, have that competitive composure. You got to be able to compete and think at the same time. If not, then we have to put another person in there and give them an opportunity to make that play. You know, there was that. You know, so it's different on defense. You can go through specific plays on defense of what you gave up. Okay. Offensively, you know, I shared with the team today, all right, ran a trick play and, you know, got the wrong coverage, the one coverage you don't want, right, and you're throwing a double pass. Against the defense, I think it worked twice this week in practice, okay? You know, I think we were 2 for 2. But, you know, so I don't blame that on Bryce. I called it on the first down. They rolled the dice and played cover 2, and they got us, okay? Threw a pick on it. You'd like for him to see that it was cover 2, but he's a receiver, right? It's a double pass, all right? But then we didn't take care of the ball another time, right? We put it on the ground. So we had, we had 2 turnovers, all right? But in the first 20 plays that they had the ball, they had 2 turnovers. Okay, so it's 14-7, and with 2 minutes left, I start using my timeouts, okay, and trying to get the ball back within 2 minutes, and we get it back, and we don't do anything with it, okay, and then they get it, and then they take it down, and they're able to get a field goal, and it really kind of changes the momentum right there. You go from 14-7, so now it's 17-7. And then they come out, so they really controlled the middle 8, the last 4 minutes of the half, and the first 4 minutes of the second half, because they scored again. Okay, so now it's 24-7, and they're in control of the game. But on offense, we're not opening up big enough holes for the running backs to get through. Well, we're not pass protecting long enough to be able to throw the ball down the field. You complete 22 passes only for 170 yards, because I think there was only one ball that was pushed down the field. And Bryce made a great play on it and stuff, but I'm trying to not put us in bad situations, because I haven't seen as good a pass protection that I'd like to see. And so you'd rather have short passes, you'd rather have sacks. Well, obviously, so guess what? We need to break a tackle on a short pass, and be able to split the defense and stuff. You can do it, do it different ways. So, yeah, I think we know better now going against 3 good teams, who we are, what we're good at, what we're not good at. As coaches, we have to make some adjustments. We got to take responsibility. That punt return, that's on us as coaches. That's totally on us. I mean, you have to own it as a coach. We're going punt return, and we don't have the right. We're doubling guys, so nobody pulled up the punter. Okay, and therefore a good play by him, right? Just run. So that equals, 30-something yards, and rushing right there. So, yeah, I'm disappointed in it. Be honest with you, I've been disappointed in my career in some other losses a lot more. Okay, when you play a team, if you've done this long enough, sometimes you get beat by teams that you're better than, and that's a terrible pill to swallow. I mean, that as a coach is something that you just lose sleep over for sure. When you're playing a team which I think is a pretty elite quarterback and with a solid team around him, you have to play well and somewhat mistake-free because the margin for errors aren't big. So these mistakes I'm talking about, 7 plays for 256 yards, the margin for error is not big.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You had to cut that in half, okay, to stay in that game and have a chance. And so we didn't, and, they were able to go on the road, and they'll win some more as they go forward.
I have a question for you. So many transfers all over the country. I feel like, chemistry and the chemistry with the coach, the chemistry with the teammates, all of it's so important. It's harder for every team in the country now because of so many new players trying to gel. Is there any way to speed that up, or does that happen organically and you just hope that it happens quickly for your team?
I think your X's and O's, you can't do it. You can't do a whole lot about that. A kid has to get. There's just so many different reps they have to get before they get it. I do. You can look at it 2 ways. I hope for us, losing brings us closer together. Now it can divide.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But you hope it do. I also think too that it comes in different cycles. Like last year, we had transfers. Like Cheeks played a huge role for us, right, at running back. Okay, but those linebackers were back that had a lot of experience for us and stuff. Okay, so and then you were lucky enough you returned Hastings and Jacob, from the year before, so, if you had to write it up right, you like those linebackers to be returnings with you because there's a lot of nuances right now that we're missing on our fits from our linebackers, okay? They can run and jump, and they're physical players, all right, but they're playing in a new style of defense too for them. They're new calls and stuff, so last year those linebackers, 2 of them had been here 6 years. So when a defensive lineman was out of gap, they could kind of fix it on their way to their gap because of so many reps they'd had together. So we're playing through some growing pains of those type of things as well.
I feel like nationally we'll see more turnovers this year than, as a national average. Maybe I'm just speculating.
Turnovers, talking about like the other team turn the ball over?
Yeah, or all teams will turn the ball over more.
Yeah.
We're going to see more penalties. And it's just it's because more players more teams have newer players, and they're adjusting.
I never really thought about it like that, but I can see why.
We'll
you would
see.
say
I mean,
that.
I might be wrong. It's just
I think you can see some things where, like, I watch some guys and I'm like, why are we taking so long to get lined up? Talking about some, and you got some receivers as their first year with us, so all of a sudden you're signaling in a long play call, because it's a game plan play, not one you've had from the summer, and that guy, he hasn't been there for a couple of years. He's having to get it. He doesn't have a controller in his helmet, to hear the play and stuff. Yeah. So that I noticed that being a little bit different where the receivers we had last year, right? They had been here with us multiple years. Yeah. I see that being slowing down a little bit. But the things that are frustrating, though, and like I said, we've still – got some returning players that, you miss a tackle and the quarterback draw gets out. Okay. Now, I as coaches, we go back on it. We wish we were in another front. Okay. Maybe to restrict those running lanes down a little bit more instead of the odd front. Maybe should have gone to some 4-man there. So, those are things that, when the game's going on and you got a plan, every coach is making the best decision you can. Every player is making the best decision that you can, in the moment. But like I said, when you play talented teams, the margin for error is very small.
Yeah. Yeah, and getting into this week, first of all, when you've seen this team through these first 3 weeks, what are some of the positives that you've seen from this group as you head into this final non-conference game before you get into
I think Jace is very close to making some more plays. I think he's very close. We've tried to protect him as much as we could, not because of his ability, but just, I'm trying to avoid bad plays and get him in too many long down distance. I'm not sure that you don't let him, make some more plays, whether he can throw it on time or he has to move around the pocket and extend plays. If you're not going to knock people off the ball, okay, and stay on schedule, and get to 3rd and 2s, which we've been terrible in short yards the last 2 weeks, all right? So you're still going to get some 3rd shorts. You got to be able to convert them, okay? This week we had 2 times inside the 50 and came away with no points. We got stopped on a 4th and 1 again, which we struggled with the week before. But no, I think we've got to loosen the reins on Jace a little bit and kind of make the offense go through him, okay, instead of just kind of managing it. All right. I was visiting with the backs today. I think we've got 4 quality backs. Okay. Now, we're used to having one back that's the lead guy because that guy pretty much would separate himself from everybody else. So that was my conversation with the running backs today, is that it's going to come at some point. Let me give you the examples of what I'm looking for, okay? You all are very similar as far as your talented runners. But when you can't pick up a certain protection, or I'm worried about you in blitz protection, all right, then the other guy gets the reps, and if he busts a run, then he's going to continue to stay, in there, even though you may be the more talented runner. So that's part of it too, and and they're all, and 3 of the 4 now are new guys. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going through that, but I think we have some depth at running back. I do, that will play out for us. I think the receivers, there's been some bright spots. I mean, Bryce, I'm real proud of Bryce. Bryce didn't play a lot last year because Tank was always in that slot for us. But Bryce has made 2 weeks in a row, has made a big catch for us. Been very consistent. Faison is his hand-eye coordination, his catch radius is really good, and just got to continue. Maybe not play him as many plays and play some other guys to keep him fresher. Scotty's shown up some, and so we got to have some more we had one big play this past week. One big play. It's hard to go 8 to 10 plays. You're gonna get a penalty. You're gonna drop a ball if you're playing the odds, right? Mm-hmm. So you can do it once, but you don't rely on that 3 times a half.
Yeah,
and that's getting us a little bit, for sure. I've seen us. Josh Hastings had 13 tackles this week. So I appreciate him. Playing hard, playing physical. We got 2 turnovers this week. We got 1, last week. So, in my opinion, this team's really close in these last couple of weeks. Even though the scores, we got separated from those games being competitive games. All right. And here's what I told the team: I'm so excited to see when we get to a game to where 50 plays make a difference till you get it to one play or get it to one drive. But we have, in these 3 games, we have not been in that one drive in the fourth quarter to make the kick, to run the clock out, right? Kind of like their offense. We haven't got to that point yet. And then when you do those things, guys, the confidence is just so it's just different. You've been there together. The relationships change. The vibe, is different on the next game.
Yeah. Getting into this week's opponent, Missouri State. So they move up from Missouri Valley Football Conference to Conference USA.
Yeah.
And this is a team that you've faced for the past 4 seasons.
Yeah.
I was looking at the history it's crazy to think that the last meeting was back in 21, or the first meeting was in 21, and then now in this streak.
I want to tell you what was funny today. So I turned their tape on the first time. And you're thinking, remember when we went there in the playoffs, right? And we were fortunate enough, and we beat them, and that was good. And then I look at the tape today, and I see SMU out on their field playing last week. So there's a team that was playing in the NCAA, college playoffs. Mm-hmm. All right, what'd they go 11-1 last year?
Yeah, they lost to Penn State.
Yeah,
they had to go play Penn State.
They're playing Missouri State at Missouri State. Everything looks cleaner, and there's paint. I couldn't see everything in the stadium, but the view that you're watching, and it just was kind of surreal a little bit, right? I'm like, we just played them, and here they are now, and they're winning 14-0.
Yeah,
and the week before they beat Marshall.
Yeah.
On the road. So, man, how that thing is really sped up. Once you make a decoration, you throw some money at some problems, right? Some growth can happen.
They returned their quarterback, Jacob Clark, who was impressive last season.
He's
really
a
good quarterback.
Yeah.
What sticks out to you about his game, with you being a former quarterback?
Let's see, we beat him 2 years ago, right?
2023.
Then he beat us last year. He's a good player. I think he's a transfer from Minnesota, maybe. He's tall and long and throws the ball really well. No, it was hard to contain him last year, and did some good things the year before as well. So, once again, there's another, just 2 weeks in a row, different style of quarterback, but quality. And so he'll be tough to handle. Nick Petrino used to work here. He's our offensive coordinator. So, we'll see him. He knows us, pretty well. And in the Petrino world, they have a base play of plays that they're very good at, so we know they're coming. You just don't know when they're coming.
Yeah.
But they'll show up sometime, during the game. Their head coach, Coach Beard, is a nice guy. I've enjoyed talking to him, over the years. Real young coach, but that's it's fun. You're looking on the tape. Their first game was against USC. So they go USC, Marshall, SMU. With the win against Marshall and the lead against SMU, and believe me, like to me, SMU was glad to get out of there with a win and get home.
Davis said that you being a quarterback, he was asking you about their quarterback. If you could scout yourself when you were in college, what would the scouting report be on 20-year-old Jason Simpson?
I think the proverbial, coach on the field, one of those type deal. I can't throw like either one of my sons, and that's a good thing. I'm glad that I guess they get that from Julie. So she says.
So she can throw one.
Yeah. I may turn the post down and check it down to a back. But no. There's a reason I've been coaching. And
what was the highlight of your career?
Not a whole lot in college in football. Like I said, they was mostly in baseball. Mainly some mop up duties. I tell my players all the time. I said, hey, you're in here complaining. I feel you. I didn't start one college game. Somebody's the backup. So go ahead and vent. I've been there. I know. But I don't feel sorry for you because I've sat right there in that chair. And
did you play both sports in the same season?
Yeah. Wow. And that kind of diffuses things a little bit, because I do understand. Yeah. No, and that was cool. Back when I transferred to Southern Miss, I remember going to spring football practice, then hurrying up and getting over to the baseball field. And it'd be the third inning. And you're walking in the dugout, the game's already started.
That's crazy.
And then,
what you play in high school? You were football, baseball, and did you play anything else?
Basketball. But I was probably I was a little bit better than Ty in basketball, but not as good as Graham.
I love it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so before we let you go, Coach, thanks so much for joining us before practice and everything.
Yeah, practice on Monday night. Yeah.
Yes, your keys to the week. I know got to hit a big play, need to force some more turnovers.
Yeah.
Other things that you would like to see out of this group here on Saturday.
Well, it's just repeat. Okay, I'll be honest with you. This week, our jack linebacker, we got to get lined up exactly right. When you're off the mark by whether it be a yard, a half yard, and then it affects all of your other teammates when the down block comes to you and squeeze and blocks. Okay, I just want to play up to our ability. There's sometimes. Guys, when we got beat by Georgia, 17-0 at halftime, we lost. We got on the bus, okay, but I knew there were spots in the game where we had played up to our ability.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to exceed your ability. Don't get me wrong. You want to play above your head at times, right? But right now, I want to play up to our ability more consistently.
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen it throughout the games. All right, but the game is unfair. The game will hurt your feelings, okay? And all of a sudden you give up a big play. All right. Now you can still win 40-39, right? But you also still can win 10-9 as well. So I want to see us play to our ability. I want us to see us, stop beating ourselves. Okay, be in position to make the tackles, limit the big plays, make people earn every yard that they get. You'd be surprised they'll mess it up eventually. And you should hold them to a field goal, or they turn the ball back over to you. And then I want to see us be more explosive on offense.
All right. Well, that's Coach Simpson. Coach, if you get here early next time, I got you in hockey.
All right. What I've realized is this: that when we lose, I really don't have the heart to get on you. What? So I'm sorry.
Actually, I think the losses hurt him so much. That's a good move.
Well, and it has not. I'm not trying to spare his feelings. I'm just, I don't feel very jovial. and then I would probably, if he ever was to say something, about, well, the game wasn't real good the other night, then we can't be friends anymore.
That's right. Yeah.
So I can't. So anyway, I appreciate you.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. This is the most unexpected.
Now,
what is this growth from year 2 to year 3 of this?
I don't know if it's growth or just sadness. I don't know if it's either one of that. All right, but when we put a couple wins in here, you better buckle up.
Wear a helmet
again. Like I said, I'm insulted that I've not been insulted.
Well, I didn't say a whole lot about your bowling shoes that you got on.
These are the same shoes you complimented. You love these shoes.
I don't know about the socks. I'm not quite sure.
You
about
like my
that
lion
either.
socks?
Why?
I like to get creative.
Okay.
Well,
You know?
Julie, we're never going to get him a date.
I think we're going to end on that one. Guys, thanks so much for your time. We'll take a break.
If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Skyhawk Sports Talk podcast is brought to you by Weekly Ford Nissan.
And we're back here on Skyhawk Sports Talk. Davis Gregory with Chris Brinkley. Now joining us from the UT Martin cross country team, Danielle Mudd. Thanks so much for joining us here today. So, sophomore here at UT Martin from Waterloo, Illinois. I was looking up Waterloo Day. I've started this. Chris knows this, where whenever we have a student athlete off, I don't know the town. I look it up. Waterloo is pretty similar to Martin in terms of population.
Yeah, it's also a small town, so this wasn't too much of an adjustment, but, it's away from home, so it's a little different.
So, how far away?
Only like 3.5 hours.
Okay.
I can make it in 3 hours if I push the speed limit a little bit.
Okay. Well, we want to make sure so you don't make any stops.
Nope.
You're just all the way through, no gas station stop,
Well,
no nothing?
I stop in Missouri because gas is cheaper,
Okay.
but
Is it really?
But you have a
No,
strategy.
so much.
Really?
How cheap?
Well, it's the same as here, but in Illinois, it's like $3.20 probably. Here, it's like, what, $2.67, $2.70?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big difference.
That's Illinois for you.
Yeah, that's Illinois. What's your favorite thing about living in Illinois?
I live on like a small farm, like 30 minutes from any town, so I love that. It's quiet, it's calm,
So it's
good.
kind of like here. It's just like, so when you drive by, I know that some of our athletes from Miami, Florida, or from Las Vegas, they come through and they see the cows and they're thinking, where am I? Why did I get into this? You're like, this is what I'm used to. This is
yeah.
exactly what I'm used to.
Yeah, crops or animals?
both.
Okay,
Both,
nice.
yeah. So I say hi to the cows every morning on our run.
What were your chores growing up on the farm?
Oh,
That's a good question.
a little bit of everything. We would feed the cows, and you had to move cattle, which always resulted in good family bonding.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. And then this little bit of everything. When it came to farming, I've driven combines. I've
Wow.
done all the tractors. I don't know. A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
This is a
yeah.
question I've never asked a guest on our podcast. Have you ever mended a fence?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the worst.
A
I don't
lot,
even-
yeah.
I've done a lot of fence mending this past
I don't
summer, and
even
it's
know
not
how
fun.
to-
Yeah.
Barbed wire will get you.
Yeah, it's
That's
not fun.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
And
how to do the
animals, you can
fence.
put cows aren't as bad, but goats and sheep they want on the other side of the fence.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess cows do
Cows
too.
are pretty bad too.
Yeah, are they?
You'll
Yeah.
get a couple that are just crazy, and they'll jump a fence, and it's just like, why?
Wow.
You
yeah.
have 20 acres of pasture. but
Yeah.
You have to get on the other
Yeah.
side.
Why?
I feel like we're going rapid fire. Your favorite farm animal?
Cows.
What's your favorite? Do you name the cows, or is it like you don't want to? Like
We name the ones we don't eat.
ah,
Yeah.
there it
Is
is.
it-
See,
you know
that's
what
what.
that
Yeah.
means? My
Yeah.
favorite cow is Allie. I showed her in the local 4-H shows
Oh,
in like
Okay.
7th grade. Then we kept her, and she has a white face.
Mm-hmm.
So she throws a bunch of white faced calves, and they're pretty cute. You can't beat
yeah.
it.
That's
but
awesome. You talk about your siblings. You have 3.
Yes.
What is your favorite game to beat your siblings at?
Oh well, everything.
Everything? You don't have one game that you
Um,
all play that's like a family game night?
Well, in our house, we do a lot of like hide and seek inside. So it gets really competitive, and I don't always win, but when you do win, it's a pretty big deal. So
Yeah,
I would,
okay.
I guess that. I don't know.
Okay.
But
There's not like a board game or anything?
no, you see, we have like a big age gap. So my 2 oldest siblings already have their own kids.
Oh,
So
okay.
Oh.
we don't get to do family game nights as much as we'd like because you have a bunch of toddlers running around.
Yeah.
But we take what we can get.
But you're already an aunt. Look
Yeah.
at that. What's your favorite part about being an aunt?
I don't know. They grow up so fast. Like, I don't know. I didn't realize when my mom says, like, oh, you grow up so fast. It's like, no, they do grow up fast.
They actually
But,
do grow
yeah,
up
no,
fast.
I just like spoiling them. Mom and dad say no. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
with Aunt Lily, you can.
with the aunt, and then with them as the grandparents.
Yeah.
Anything
Oh my
goes.
gosh,
You
yeah.
could commit a severe crime, and your grandparents would never confess you to that. It's
Exactly.
there's never anything that you could do wrong in their eyes.
Yeah.
It is never anything at all. So let's talk about cross country. Your mindset during a meet. I've talked about when we had Luke on and going to cross country meets last year. Those were my first meets that I've ever been to collegiately to watch you all run. This is a grueling sport. For your mindset before you get going, what's going through your mind as you get set to go on a 5K and run it as fast as you humanly possibly can?
Yeah, usually I'm just trying to focus on the training we've done. We've done everything we can do to prepare to get us here. So you have the nerves and everything, but just trying to silence all that and focus on like the first step. You know, the starting line is the worst. You're all waiting for the gun to go off. Once it starts, it's just any other race, and you get out there. So, you know, usually I'll be standing at the starting line and saying a little prayer because, you know, that's what gets me through it. But just getting in that mentality of you've done it before, just do it again, go through the motions, don't make it bigger than what it has to be.
Actually, weirdly, a farmer's mindset and your sports mindset's kind of the same. There's no quick fix to any of it. You just it's not quick. You just got to get through it.
And it's hard work, and it's tough,
but it's very
sometimes,
rewarding.
but it is
That's
rewarding.
right. It is.
Exactly.
Weather will affect it.
You got to be up early in the morning.
That's right.
Yeah.
I have, maybe it's a dumb question. Do you get scared by the gun sometimes? I would get scared by the gun.
In track, yes, because I'm not paying enough attention, and say they start a sprint or something, that always gets me. I'll be jumping all the time. But cross country, no. It's just like you're waiting on it, so when you hear it, it's almost relieving.
I would just jump. Oh my gosh, what's going on? All right, when you're not doing cross country, you're not practicing, what is one thing that Danielle likes to do? What's something that takes your mind off cross country or school, something that you do for fun?
I enjoy cooking. I do a lot of meal prepping and stuff like that. That's just kind of eases my mind. Turn on some music and meal prep for the week, and I'm good to go.
What's your playlist that you go to whenever you're meal prepping?
I am a hardcore, like, Treaty Oak Revival and Turnpike Troubadours. They're my favorite.
They're great. I saw them live at Americana
I was going to say,
Fest.
Chris loves them.
Turnpike?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, they are
I'm
really
jealous.
good.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know a lot about them, but they were honored at an award show I was at, and I was sitting close to them, and I started listening to them. They've been around a long time.
They have.
And they're really good. Their
They are
catalog
so
of
good.
music is great.
Yeah, and they have so much meaning behind it. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, no, it does. It's almost like every time you hear the song, it has something different that
Yeah.
it'll give you, the listener.
Exactly.
What do you do, I guess, now, what's the funniest, I almost went back to the same question. Who's the funniest person on the team in cross country? Keep it light, keep everyone's nerves, calm down. Is it you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if people think I'm funny. Sometimes I think I'm funny, but
That's all that matters.
Yeah. If you can make yourself laugh, you'll make anybody
yeah.
laugh.
On the girls' side, I think I'd have to say Annie. She's a freshman, just came here from Alaska. She's just like so bubbly and bright and really fun. The guys' side is tough. They're all pretty funny, but sometimes you can't laugh because you don't want their ego to know that.
Yeah, you don't want to.
But, I don't know. We laugh at David a lot, so.
Oh, Stoogie.
Yeah. he's pretty entertaining.
I do love
but,
David Stoogie.
Yeah.
Gosh. All right, if you had one book or series, series or TV show that you could be a part of, what would it be and why? So, like, if you wanted to, let's say it was Harry Potter, you're in that world. So, what is it?
Call me crazy for this, but it'd be Cars.
Oh, I love that.
That'd be
I
great.
love
That's a
Cars,
good one.
and I just feel like, I would thrive in that, Cars world.
Yeah.
I've
I've forgotten the name of Radiator
Radiator
Springs. Yeah, I was trying to remember the
Route
name
66.
of it. Yeah.
How many times do you think that you've seen Cars?
Oh, a million times.
Yeah.
Like, I've been watching that since I was born. I don't know. Like, I had Cars pajamas and
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
Who was your favorite character?
Mater.
Of course.
And then Lightning McQueen, but
Yeah.
Mater first.
I loved Red.
Oh my gosh.
The
yes,
fire truck.
yeah.
I loved Red. Red was pretty good.
Yeah.
Which is so serious and not serious at the same time.
Now, this actually is a serious question because there's been a lot of debate about this, including within my friend group. What movie is better, Cars 1 or Cars 2?
Oh, Cars 100%.
One.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, everyone says, oh, it's just about racing, and 2, it's like, oh, it's a spy thriller. What are you talking about? They're cars. They're supposed to race.
Yeah, they're cars. They're not spies,
Yeah.
What's going on in that one?
But it's beyond all of that. It's about its charm and belief, and it's bigger than all of it.
So would you be, like Lightning McQueen, would you be a race car? Or what type of car would you be? Because they had race cars, then Sally was just a Porsche, and then you had Red, who was a fire truck. What car would you be?
I might be Mac. The semi?
Oh,
Yeah.
Go to all the
yeah.
races, hype them all up. I think that'd be pretty fun.
I like that. I like that.
Also, race car. I feel like I can't not say race
You
car
have
being
to
a
say
runner,
it. Yeah.
but a little bit of both.
All right, this is one. I think this is my last Cars question that I have.
Okay.
And this, you probably heard this one before. Does Lightning McQueen get car insurance or life insurance? Peyton knows. Peyton knows.
I don't know.
Because he's a car.
Yeah.
But
They're cars in the movie. There's no
They're
humans.
alive, yeah.
And they're alive.
I think actually you'd have to have both, and it would be very expensive. But
You think you say both?
yeah, because life insurance.
You can't say both. You have to
Well,
pick a side.
I mean, a car insurance. What if he has a wreck? He's got to fix his car, so you're gonna have car
But
repairs.
is that his car or is that his life?
That would be medical insurance, though. It'd be
What
like,
is medical insurance?
That'd be person insurance. I don't
Person
know.
insurance leads to life insurance.
Right.
It's life insurance, I think.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I actually
don't
don't have
know
a side.
why,
I was
but-
just wondering what everybody else thought on that. Listen, that is awesome. I think that question. I think someone, and this could be completely wrong. I think someone at UT Martin asked their professor that. It was in an email and it went viral about
Oh.
does Lightning McQueen get life insurance or car insurance? I can't remember the professor's whatever it was, but anywho. Second to last question: would you ever wear shants? Coach Tony, would you ever wear the shants?
I would never wear shants.
Why? They look so fun, right?
Maybe it's just him. I don't know if I
It's
could pull
just
it off.
it's just his fit.
It's his vibe, Look at him and it's like shants.
Shants, the orange shorts.
Yeah.
When you see the orange shorts, does that you're like, oh my gosh, it's time to go because it just it's race
the
day.
adrenaline. It's
Oh, it is
my
motivating.
God, it's coming.
The aura of the orange shorts.
I actually wanted to run when I saw them too, but I didn't know why. No, I'm only kidding.
Other direction.
Yeah.
we made a deal with Luke that if you all win OVC,
Yeah.
then we will wear shants on the show.
Yeah.
We will order
Wow.
shants and we will wear them on the show.
Yeah.
So,
That
and we'll make it
Risky
if
deal.
you make all OVC, we'll buy shants and we'll wear them on the show. Proudly.
But
Orange
when you
ones.
made this deal, there weren't people in front of us.
I
watching.
know,
Yeah.
but now it's
Yeah.
here we are. There were like hundreds of people who watched the last episode.
okay.
So, yeah,
All right.
it's okay. One thing that we've been doing, we forgot to do it with Coach Simpson because he had to get to practice. But so you get to ask a question for the next guest, who is Peyton. You get to ask a question for her soccer student athlete. What would your question be? And if you need time, Chris and I can talk.
does it have to be serious?
No.
It shouldn't be serious.
Yeah, no, it should be fun.
Yeah.
We'll stay on the cars memo and ask her which car she would be at a car.
Okay.
Oh, very good.
There's a
Very
theme.
good.
She's
Yeah.
watched it.
There's a theme. Okay. All right. Well, Danielle, thanks so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you.
And thanks so much for coming on with us.
Thank
Good
you
luck
so
the
much
rest
for
of the
having
season.
me.
We'll go
Yes.
ahead and take a break. Keep it right here on Skyhawk Sports Talk.
If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Skyhawk Sports Talk podcast is brought to you by Weekly Ford Nissan.
We're back here at Woodfire Pizza Kitchen. Davis Gregory with Chris Brinkley. Now joining us from the UT Martin soccer team, Peyton Cook Jr. from Milford, Ohio. Peyton, thanks so much for joining us here.
Thank you for having me.
Your third year here in Martin, Tennessee. Quick, your top 3 things about Martin. Go.
Oh my God. Wait.
10, 9, 8, 7.
The people.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I like that.
The small town, because I'm not from a small town. I like the small town. I like the quietness and the cows.
The cows.
The cows.
Yeah.
Okay. The cows. What's your favorite cow? Like if it's a brown cow or a white cow or a spotted cow.
The black and white cows.
The black and
Because
white
you
cows.
never see black and white cows. I feel like you always see just like
You mean the
black
the
cows.
Oreo cows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the type of content you get on
You
Skyhawk
never
Sports
see
Talk.
like black and white cows. You always see black or brown
Yeah.
cows.
No,
like,
you're right.
But
Yeah.
so if you see like an Oreo cow, it's like, oh my God, they
Yeah. It's
actually
rare.
exist. Yeah.
You know, they are unique to certain areas, so we're lucky to have the Oreo cows.
Again, we talk about anything but sports on the Skyhawk Sports Talk. We talk about, does Lightning McQueen have life insurance or car insurance? What is your favorite cow? And
An Oreo cow.
an Oreo cow.
Oreo cow.
And I can't remember the other thing that Coach Simpson just got me at the end, and then I forgot everything else about the interview. All right, Peyton. So let's. I feel like watching you this year, from your freshman year to this year, you've gotten faster. Would you think that?
Maybe. I think I'm definitely more confident. So the speed shows a little more.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, when you're coming down the wing and you're starting to get your drill, I'm like, oh, okay, Peyton's got some moves. Okay, talk about your off-season training and getting ready here for this season.
So I don't play on a team usually. I will sub for teams because my parents are scared of me getting hurt over the summer.
That's
but,
fair.
Like what happened to Joel. So yeah. So I do a lot of conditioning. I have a trainer. I train with him, and he makes me do a lot of conditioning that's pretty brutal over the summer. So I do that. I do a lot of running on my own as well. More like long distance running with that because I enjoy it more. But then with my trainer, I'll do like the beep test, like what we do, or I'll do different fitness tests to get me prepared for like the preseason here.
Long distance running. Would you ever consider doing track?
I did consider in high school, but I don't.
You just want to fully focus in on soccer.
I think I'm good with soccer.
Understandable. There's a lot of talk, Peyton, about the transition from people when they go from freshman year to sophomore year. We talked to Kylie Surratt on the last episode about that. Of the game is so fast whenever you move to levels, and I don't know if you felt that, but not a lot of talk gets made about the transition from sophomore to junior year. How has that been for you?
It's been a good feeling. Like, I feel like now I realize, like, oh, like, this is my third year. Like, I'm, like, an upperclassman. I'm not a freshman anymore. Like, but, like, it's felt good. Like, I feel like I feel more like a leader. I feel like I can, like, take more of a stand now. And, like, it feels good. It makes me feel more confident.
And now you get that seat up in the front of the bus, right? You get your own seat by yourself, right?
Yeah, no more sharing seats.
No more sharing seats. Your favorite road trip tradition? I know that there was one where the freshmen had to get up and sing on the bus, but what's your favorite road trip tradition or things about road trips?
Favorite road trip? That's hard.
Is there a snack that is just a staple whenever you all stop?
No.
I mean, we're big on the sandwiches.
Big on the sandwiches?
We get a lot of sandwiches.
What was that like for you, though, traveling in high school? How far would you go to a game in high school?
For high school soccer, we would go, like, the farthest we've gone is, like, maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah, and then I guess you did some travel team stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I did club, and for that, we traveled a lot. But
making that transition to where almost every time you're on the road now, it's a long road trip.
It is a lot. It's a lot. We're thankful this season that we're not traveling as much as last season. It gets exhausting quickly.
The Nebraska was an exhibition, right, last year. Was it Nebraska or it was somebody else? It was a long road trip.
Well, exhibition last year we did Purdue.
That was the one.
That was
Big
very
Tenn.
long. Yeah, very long. Very long.
What'd you do on a road? What do you do on a road trip when it's that long and you're just?
I try to sleep as much as possible.
It just take a Dramamine or a melatonin and just.
I try. Yeah. Usually it gives me time to rewatch the games. It's usually when I rewatch games or find something to watch.
Yeah, study some film, watch some downloaded shows, some things like that. You've got 3 players from Ohio on the team, and all 3 of you all came in the same time. Jordan Riffle, you, and Joel Stinson. And Joe and you played high school soccer together at Milford High School. What was that like, the high school experience first with her, and then you all both deciding, let's keep this going. Let's keep playing.
Well, Joelle has been my friend since, like, I was a child.
Really?
Yeah, so me and Joelle have known each other since we were probably about 7 years old. So we've always been friends. I love playing with Joelle. Like, I love her playing behind. She played behind me in high school, and we always played really well together. And now being able to play with her now I love it. It's great. But yeah, and then we were rivals with Jordan. So
really?
Yeah.
Were y'all friends with Jordan at that time? No, you were definitely like A against B. That's what it was.
We didn't get to like pick our roommates freshman year, and so when I found out I was rooming with Jordan, I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, this is gonna be awful. I'm gonna hate her. Like,
So how are things now?
She's my best friend.
Oh,
That's awesome. That is so awesome. Was there any conversation, or did y'all just kind of bounce around it about who got the better of who in high school? I guess is the first question.
Oh well, we always beat Jordan's team.
Okay.
So
you went 4-0.
yeah,
every time.
no, every time we played them twice our senior year. We played them in the tournament, in our like high school tournament. Beat them that year too. Always beat them.
So when does Jordan have a side to the story of when she found out that you and Joelle were going to be her roommates?
Yes, she does.
Do you know it? Or?
Well, yeah. So, Jordan played high school with one of the girls that like I played club soccer with, and I was really good friends with her. And I remember I found out that day. I had club practice that day, and I went to club, and I was like, oh my god, like, Jordan's gonna be my roommate. She was like, no, you're gonna like her. I was like, no, like, I'm not getting along with her. Like, I couldn't. And then, but Jordan always tells me she liked the same thing. She was like, oh, I'm gonna be so scared of her. Like, she's gonna hate me.
Did she just, like, make so many saves against you where you were just like, golly, I can't stand this person?
She does hold it against me that I never scored on her, but...
Oh.
But didn't you get her in the scrimmage? This past time?
I did. And I did.
Was that your first goal that you've ever scored against her?
In an actual game. An actual organized game, probably.
That was the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, and now I know all three of you are big Cincinnati Bengals fans. Sorry about Joe Burrow. I'm very sorry about that.
We don't need to talk about that one.
What would you do to get Joe Burrow back
on
the field?
Anything. Like, literally, like, I don't know, anything.
The first thing that I thought of, and I hopefully I don't think Coach will care about this, but what was so funny was Joe last year being injured and being out for the year.
Mm-hmm.
Her and I had a system during games where if the Bengals were winning at halftime, it was thumbs up.
Yeah.
If they were losing, it was thumbs down. Well, we had a situation in one game where they were tied at halftime, and I just did like that. I was like, I don't know. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, they're tied. I don't
just say it over like the speakers.
Yeah. Joe, they're tied. Please.
Cincinnati Bengals are tied right now.
Wait, the closest team to us is the Kansas City. Why are we caring about what the Bengals are doing right now?
Have you been to a game?
Yeah, I have.
Cool.
I went to 2 games over her Christmas break last year.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Guess what I have in my yard, and it's very fruitful, a buckeye tree.
Oh
and I love it. It's my favorite tree.
That's awesome.
Are there a lot of buckeye trees in Ohio?
I actually don't know what a buckeye tree looks like.
Just a regular tree, and then in the fall, like it's all these buckeyes,
Oh.
and mine probably has 300 or 400. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
So
actually
you've never seen a
noticed
buckeye
that.
tree, but Ohio is the Buckeye State, right?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You just have to be careful because have you ever seen a buckeye?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because if you mow over them, you could hurt somebody.
Oh, my gosh.
You could hurt your neighbor.
Whenever I mowed the lawn back when I was, having to make money in high school, my parents, I mowed the lawn, the wasp and the buckeyes.
Yeah. Those were the two things.
So you had a buckeye tree too? You mean the only person who didn't have a buckeye tree?
I don't know what it
guess
looks
so.
like, though. But again, it's like a regular tree. It's just...
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to point out a buckeye tree.
I don't know if I could either unless I saw the buckeyes on the ground. But
There's a buckeye tree nearby. You turn into a buckeye hunter. You're just looking for...
I think someone else planted it. I think they actually grow from buckeyes. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It just happened.
Buckeye trees, life insurance, car insurance, cows. There's more things. Anyone can comment down on what we're doing. Coach Tony Shantz, we can, it's everything. We cover everything on this podcast. Come on now.
Yeah.
All right.
Including Davis, I'm looking at how many minutes on the field in your career. Do you know how many minutes you played? Do you know how many minutes you played?
Could you give it a ballpark?
Just guess. I'm
3
impressed.
years you've started however many games. I don't have your matches played or your matches started on here. But if you had to ballpark it.
Minutes on the field.
We did this with Izzy last year or with Katie one year, and it was crazy because Katie was here for 5 years, and it was like 9 or 10,000 minutes. It was crazy.
10,000. Oh wow.
You don't have that many.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know. Maybe like 1,000.
Oh.
Little off.
Yeah.
Higher.
Higher.
Oh yeah, very
like
much
a lot higher.
Oh yeah.
5,000.
Close in the middle.
Lower.
You're in the middle. Cut those two in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 3,500.
Very close.
Very close. 3,233.
Wow.
That's a lot of minutes, though.
Yeah. Do you ever track? I know that y'all have some trackers.
We have trackers.
First of all, what does it track?
It tracks our mileage, so how many miles we run, our top speed, our total impacts, total sprints, and average sprinting yards, something like that.
Okay. What's been your top speed?
My top speed was like 23 miles per hour, I think. And it was,
oh my goodness!
I don't know how accurate.
Wow!
You get you a speeding ticket, in Bradford.
A gazelle.
That Bradford car get you. That Bradford car get you for going 23. I tell you what. Speed limit could be 25. You're going 23. Boom.
So
gotcha.
How do you know this, Davis?
Because listen.
Okay, no, we're good.
No, there's some lore behind it and everything like that. To Danielle's question, if you were in the movie Cars, what type of car would you be?
I think I would definitely be a race car.
You'd be a race car?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know the movie Cars?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a fan?
Yes.
Okay. Would you be like Lightning McQueen? Would you be Strip Weathers, the blue one, or would you be Chick Hicks? I feel like sometimes when I watch Joelle play, she reminds me of Chick Hicks. Yep.
Yeah, because she's such a crash out.
Yeah.
That's the quote. Of
I
the
was going to say
podcast.
very physical. It has very physical play.
You just got everyone's thinking it.
You got it out. That wasn't me, Joe. That wasn't me. That was Peyton. Peyton said it.
Sorry, Joe.
You can say it because you guys have been friends.
I can say
But
it.
you would be a race car.
I would. I'd probably be. What's the blue one's name?
They called him the King. Richard Petty was his voice. Strip Weathers. You would be him.
Yeah, I would like to be him.
Okay, so now your nickname is the Queen. Whenever you score, so we'll just roll with whatever the opposite was for his nickname.
Okay.
And fix it for Peyton. Okay, Peyton, it's been great.
Yep.
Been awesome having you on. Now you get to ask a question for your coach.
Oh,
before
this
he
is
comes
great.
on.
Nobody's
For
gotten this
Mike?
opportunity.
You're right. No one has gotten
wow.
this opportunity yet to ask their coach a question.
Wow.
I really hope you don't ask him my fun question for him at the end.
Oof, a fun question. Okay.
Yeah.
Why do we run so much in
usually-
practice?
Yeah, we don't.
Oh.
It could be like anything.
Oh,
Yeah,
anything.
Literally like anything. Okay. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
A death row meal. We've gotten a death row meal once, so
Well,
that'll
it's
be
kind
good.
of different. Yeah, that's only one food.
One
Yeah.
food forever
Every
and
meal,
ever.
this is
Does he get any consequences for eating this, or is it just he can eat it with nothing? Like, it could be bacon, eggs, and pancakes with syrup for the
No,
rest
it's
of his
one
life.
food item.
No, it's just
one
like
food.
One
But, like,
food
but if you
item.
do like
It's one.
chicken, you could do like chicken tenders, or like
Oh,
you could
okay.
do grilled chicken, or if you did like fry or like potato. There's
There's
a
a lot of
ways.
a lot
to
of
eat a
carbs, but a
potato.
lot of way. Potatoes
The
very
potato, the different
versatile.
types. Yep.
Yeah.
You could go different ways with it. Well, Peyton, thanks so much for having us on. I don't know. I think the percentage that we talked about soccer was maybe 20%, but that's what we do on
That's
this
okay.
podcast. That's okay. Peyton, thanks so much for
Yep.
coming on with us.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
it.
me.
Good luck here in the rest of the season.
Thank you.
If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Skyhawk Sports Talk podcast is brought to you by Weekly Ford Nissan.
And we are back here on Skyhawk Sports Talk. Final guest of the show, head coach of the UT Martin soccer team, Mike Varga, joins us now here from Woodfire Pizza Kitchen. Thank you for your patience being
of course.
our last guest. Did you
The
get
caboose.
Did you get some pinball going? And
I
or some
didn't.
hockey?
I might have to step over there afterward.
Okay, I think you should. I
got some pizza.
Did
What
you?
kind? What'd you order?
I have to go dairy free, and I haven't had. I told Davis earlier today.
Yeah.
We ate here for preseason. They were kind enough to feed our team,
Yeah.
and they brought me a dairy free pizza, and I hadn't had.
Did it
pizza
have cheese?
for-
Dairy free cheese or
Dairy
no
free cheese.
Wow.
And it's good.
Yeah.
I haven't had pizza for
Yeah.
a decade maybe.
Maybe tomorrow we'll get you a bowl of cereal somehow.
I used to put water on my cereal.
Whoa!
No, I mean, I almost went dairy free for a while, and cereal. I miss cereal and pizza. You miss cheese and cereal.
Ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't get lactose free ice cream. That's okay. Can you even do lactose free?
I can't do lactose free, but I can do the cashew milk.
Okay.
Yeah, and I hadn't had ice cream for a long time, and someone said, you got to try this. And I was
man, that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Okay. All right. Your experience here at Woodfire has been good.
Yeah.
To start it up. All right. Hey, getting into this year, Saturday night, going to open up the OBC schedule with Southern Indiana. But first, before we get that, congratulations re-signing here at UT Martin for 3 more years. I mean, I'll just softball one to you here. What made that an easy decision to stay here at UT Martin? I know we talked in the first episode about what you would say to a first-year coach, but for you, what made that an easy decision to continue to call this home?
Yeah, I love it. I love everything about it. It's community. The people here are special, and I think there's things in place that we're not going to compete with Power Fours on a financial level, but we have everything we need in place. And Kurt is such an incredible boss that he understands if there's something that we really need to compete that's going to be a benefit for our student athletes, he's going to do everything he can to make that happen. And he's wonderful to work for. There's everything. I love it here, and it's been a great fit for me and my family.
What stuck out to you, I guess, and you don't, this isn't in no means a trash the former places that you've been, but what's been one thing that stuck out to you about Martin rather than some of the other places?
Yeah, I've been fortunate. I've worked with some incredible athletic directors, and then I've worked for where there's been a change in athletic director, and sometimes when there is a change, it's like a coaching staff. New coach comes in and he wants to do things his own way, and might not have anything to do with you personally or what you've done, but he has someone in mind that he wants to bring in, and I get that. I guess as long as I've done this, I've been fortunate that I haven't made 10 stops along the way, and I've enjoyed. Everyone's been good. Everyone's been different, and
let me just ask you. It's part of the coaching world that we don't talk about much, but it is the athletic director and the president and the commissioners and just everything else. And again, when we watch sports on television, we don't think about all that behind the scenes stuff, but it really matters. And if there's a chemistry between you and the support staff and the athletic director, it really matters.
Oh, without a doubt. And philosophies are different.
Yeah, philosophies.
And they have to match up. And that can change very quickly sometimes.
Yeah. Could you ever be an athletic director?
Yeah, no. I enjoy what I do.
Yeah. I know you could, but would you want to be?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to. I enjoy being on the field. I love the competition of game day. Love working with. I think in administration, you're sort of the coach for the coaches.
Yeah.
And then that filters out to all the student athletes. I like working with specifically having the 29 student athletes that we have and seeing the impact I can have on a smaller group than the big picture of the entire athletic department.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've asked you this before, and if we have, I'm sorry, but I can't remember. So I'm going to ask it again, if I did. What went into your decision when you decided you want to coach women's soccer and choosing that side rather than the men's side?
So I was coaching, got my first job. I was young, and I think I was a head coach by the time early mid-20s at Lincoln Memorial, coaching both the men and the women. Really, I think I had a graduate assistant to help with both, and enjoyed coaching both. My personality is not different when I coach men or women, but I think there was so much more opportunity on the women's side. We had won and done a pretty good job on the men's side, and on the women's side, I started getting calls about, are you interested in jobs? And I thought that opportunity in the long run was going to be a lot better on the women's side. And I mean, there's 350 Division I women's soccer programs and probably 100 less men's programs. And I think there's always the fear of men's coaches at different schools of, is my program going to get dropped? And I've never had to worry about that.
Yeah. And in Title IX, actually, we won't get into the details, but there's a lot of reasons for that with balance between female athletes and male athletes in an athletic department.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
and the other side too is I think when I was working with male athletes, whenever I would you incorporate some sort of competition into training just to make it as high level as you can, And I found that on the women's side, they would compete. On the men's side, they'd find a way to cheat. And they try to get away with things, or they fight. And it's
That's
so you almost have to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, too, I think you almost have to prove – I felt like I had to prove to male athletes, and I was young. I think I was 4 days older than one of the guys I was coaching because I was 25 years old and I brought an international guy in. But I think you almost have to prove why you're doing things the way you're doing it. And I think female athletes are more likely to do it almost to a fault of coach said it, we're going to do it. Mm-hmm. And I think soccer, you have to be a little flexible, but they want to do what you ask them to do.
Yeah. Those are good points. I totally see that now.
Yeah. Well, thank you for choosing the women's side. Thank you for choosing UT Martin for another 3 years. And getting into this season, your defense has been excellent. Going into these stats, ranked first in the OVC in goals against average, ranked 15th in save percentage in the entire country out of all those 300-plus schools, tied for first in goals allowed in the OVC with Lindenwood with just 6 allowed on this season. I mean, talk about your defense and how great they have been throughout this year against multiple high-caliber opponents.
Yeah, I mean, you add into that we have, and I looked at it today, our strength of schedule is number 49 in the country. Out of those 350
wow,
teams,
I didn't realize that.
Strength of schedule is 49.
When you made that schedule, did you know it was going to be that difficult?
I didn't know it was going to be that difficult, but the teams we're playing are winning games and doing well. We could, you look at it. We could have faced the SEC champ, the American champ, the Missouri Valley champ. All those could have been in our non-conference schedule. So it is. It's a lot of credit to our team defending. I think on the opposite end of that, sometimes I think we probably drop back a little bit too deep, but I think we've created chances going the other way too, and I'd like to have a couple wins under our belt. But I looked at RPI today too, and I think we have even though we don't have a win, our RPI is the second highest in the conference behind Lindenwood. So I think there's a lot to be said with playing a difficult schedule. There's that fine line where you don't want to lose all your confidence. And I think our team we're playing with a lot of confidence. If you play a difficult schedule and you start losing matches 4-0, 5-0, then there's that doubt creeps in. But I think our team feels like we can compete with anybody, and I think we've shown we can with a 1-0 result to Memphis and Ole Miss. So I think we're ready for conference play.
Yeah, let's talk about Matt, Coach. We had her on the podcast a couple weeks ago. She's been phenomenal. First in the OVC in save percentage and goals against average. Already has 4 shutouts on this season. She's been incredible there between the posts.
Yeah, no, it's big to have a player behind you that if you make a mistake, she can fix it. And it's the same with our defenders But not only that, when we'll talk about the red card that she got at Ole Miss, and I got a call that it was not the right call. Jordan came in and did an incredible job as well. So I think knowing that we have quality goalkeepers is big for our team and our confidence. But yeah, Mac has been there. There's sometimes this year you feel like the goal looks so small to the opponents because they feel like they have that shot. They feel like it's going in, and it's almost starting to celebrate, and she comes out of nowhere and flips it over the bar or catches it. And you got to start thinking, what do we have to do to put one in the net?
Yeah.
And she's had that type of year. So I think she works hard, as do all of our players. She works hard in the summer. She wants to be the best goalkeeper she can be, and she's had a good start to the season.
Yeah, and I was walking by the field, of course, sitting back in the stands for all the matches, and I'm looking at the goals. I'm like, they look like big from far away, but I was walking across the field the other night. I looked at the goal. I was like, that's not that big. I mean, it's.
I'll tell you what. Go stand in it.
Yeah.
And have someone take a shot, and it seems pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. I coached youth league for a while, and the little kids have those little bitty goals, and then you have the big goals, but whoever designed them and whenever they became that size, it's just right. I mean, there will probably never be any changes, and I don't know the history of soccer enough to know when.
Yeah, I mean, there's always talk from non-soccer people of let's make the goals bigger,
so
just
to score more. Yeah.
Or do the women's goals need to be a little bit smaller, or those sort of conversations? But nothing.
That's
really
a good
with
point.
traction.
I guess the only I don't know. You can't start messing with it like that though.
So I played against Brad Friedel, who was a national team goalkeeper for a long time.
Yeah.
And he could stand, and he would dangle his hands over the goal, and he would just do that because it made it look so small. And I'm looking at the other end thinking, how am I going to get a ball past this guy?
What is the ideal size for a male? Is there an ideal size, or is it just really about athletic ability and agility?
I think a lot of it has to do with athleticism, but
you need some reach.
Yeah,
obviously.
I think you look at national team goalkeepers are 6'3", 6'4", pretty athletic,
and probably wingspan 6'6", 6'7", maybe. Yeah, and then with the women's game, where is it?
I think. Oh my goodness! I forgot I'm doing a show with one of the children.
Yes, somebody else got something in. Oh, it feels like it's just Coach Simpson gets stuff in, but yes, insult me.
Oh,
do it! Come
all
on.
right, let's go.
Yeah. You've been here as long as I've been here full time. The gloves can come off.
All right.
Yeah, you can go. You're let off. You can just go. Go for it. Go for it.
So I'll get to you in a second. But no, I think on the women's side, I've seen some extremely athletic goalkeepers that can cover a lot of the goal. But I think when you're looking at 5'8" to 5'11" or 6'7", is probably a little too big on the women's side.
You said it on purpose that time, didn't you?
I did.
I knew it. And I couldn't keep it together.
That was brilliant.
That was so good. That was so well played. So well played. Oh, another player that's played well for you, and Parker's been here a long time. She's won 2 OVC Defender of the Week awards, wearing the captain's patch. Talk about her impact on this team, and I know with some freshmen starting and them coming in and playing, just listening to her through our crowd mic of the commands and everything and how she directs things from that back line, it's awesome to watch.
When you have a leader that is also one of your hardest workers, it's the perfect combination. I've had leaders before that expect others to work harder than they work, and that doesn't work very well.
I actually heard that with Michael Jordan. If you're probably the best player on the team, you're also a natural leader, and you're the hardest worker. That's a triple threat right there.
Yeah. And she's not always the most vocal. She is on the field, and it's funny because Peyton sits up there and she's so nice, but she's a competitor. Yeah, that's a lot of them. They can flip it when they get on the field, and that's what you want. And they're the nicest group of 29 student athletes that you can ever be around off the field, but they got to have a little bit of bite to them when they step
there's got to be an edge.
Yeah.
There's got to be something.
Yeah. But Parker has been, I think she's seen it. She's seen success, and then she's seen a couple down years, and I think the younger players lean on what she says, and when she tells them, hey, we could do something special this year, they listen.
Yeah. What's been some of the things that you've seen this team improve at throughout the season, or some things just in general that you've been impressed by with them as we head into OVC play?
I think our depth we've had, just the past couple weeks, we've had some players that we've held out of competition, and there have been some young players that have had to step in, and much more depth than we've had before. The willingness to work hard. I think that's one of the reasons that we're hard to score on. Is we take a lot of pride in our individual defending. And I think, and I told Peyton this the other day too, is there's going to be opportunities for us to start scoring some goals. And we just have to keep playing with confidence and have the courage to get forward.
I think it's pretty cool that
there.
Defensively you've got an identity already.
Yeah.
And it's set. And to have it early in the season, that's going to be beneficial.
Yeah, to have it before conference play is huge.
One of the things that was telling to me was when we gave up the goal 12 seconds into the game against Memphis, there are plenty of teams that I've coached that would have said, "Oh boy,
it's going to be a long
it's going to be a long day," and they're like, "No, it's not. It's not going to happen again. We're gonna dig in and."
Well, that's the pride word. You've mentioned pride a couple times in this interview, and your team has that.
Yeah, no, they really do, and you ask Peyton about running. She'll be one of the first ones to come in my office and ask if we're running enough. I was like,
has a player ever asked you that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that balance too and that's why we do the GPS tracking. I could look at their stats and mileage, and I think top end. I think our most mileage yesterday was probably Allie, and she was probably just over right at 8 miles.
Wow.
So, and that takes into account the warm up and everything else. So that's one of the reasons we use the GPS is to manage workload, because sometimes it's like she did a lot, and we can look at top speed. And I don't know if Peyton could sustain 23 miles an hour, or she would get a ticket through Greenfield.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She gotta watch out. She will. Yeah, you go right past Wimpy's. Everybody watch out. They're gonna be getting you. They're gonna be getting you.
I know that. I thought you, whenever I would say that comment, you'd be like, Davis, you can't say that. I'm like,
I don't care.
Say thank you. Nobody should care. It should be funny. Ha. Everybody can laugh about it. Come on now.
All right, let's get to Peyton's question.
Seem to be really there's a reason for all of this.
There is.
Okay.
There is.
There's something deeper going on.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Peyton's question for you: one food item that you could eat for the rest of your life, and I did love her example of potatoes. That you could French fry, you could do a mashed, you could do. There's a lot of variety there, but
protein.
But one that you could have, and
Right,
I'm gonna say you get no repercussion. Like it's not like, oh, you're malnourished if you just eat this. No, it's one thing for the rest of your life. Boom, you got it.
Well, there's some other questions that have to be answered with this.
Okay.
So my major, I was criminal justice and philosophy as a double major.
Wow.
I really liked the philosophy professors when I went to school. So. Am I paying for this?
That's good.
No.
Are you paying for this? All right, Davis, if you're paying for this, I'm going to go with lobster.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. Low calorie, high protein.
Love lobster.
Yeah.
So, will you de-shell it for me as well?
I can do that.
Yeah.
All right.
This is her question, and I'm
going to go with lobster that Davis pays for
and
prepares it so it's just the meat. I don't have to worry about the shells.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the shells. I am here to serve.
There we go.
That's what it is.
When does this start?
I always wonder why you're a deep thinker, though. It's the philosophy.
The philosophy
background.
part.
Yeah.
That's what you know what people are thinking before.
When does it start tomorrow?
It can.
All right.
Can.
My office, bring the lobster.
We can figure it out. We'll do it. We'll do it. All right, last one for you. Could we see you playing more intramural sports?
Oh, like basketball?
This was being talked about. Jody, there was a group chat, and Jody brought up different sports, and I thought, could we see Coach Varga do some volleyball?
Oh, yeah.
Would you do some volleyball? Once the
Is it
season's
regular
over,
volleyball or is it beach?
Regular.
Yeah, I could play some volleyball.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get a team together because they can't take you out of that.
No.
Yeah? No. I'll go to war for you on that one.
All right. I appreciate it.
I'll go
if
to
you're
war
going to war for me, there's nothing going to stop.
I'll go to war for you. All right.
It's the lion socks. The lion is coming out.
Thank you. You got to let him roar sometimes. All right. you got to let him out. Got to let him out of his cage. And I would do that for you. I would do that. I would make sure that you can have your full experience as a UT Martin faculty and staff member, that you get to play your intramurals.
We'll test my insurance.
Yeah. Get you in volleyball, maybe some softball, so that we'll figure it out.
All right.
We'll come back with an update for everybody. Well, Coach, thanks so much for coming on with us. Hey, good luck here in the rest of the season.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
We'll go ahead and take a break here at your Skyhawk Sports Talk.
If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Skyhawk Sports Talk podcast is brought to you by Weekly Ford Nissan.
What an episode. Our first one here from Woodfire Pizza Kitchen at the Level Up Arcade Bar. Yeah. Chris and I are going to get some pinball in here in a second. Yep. Maybe some NBA Jam.
Yep.
Chris has already told me his team that he's going to be using, and I've got the counter ready and prepared. All right, it's going to get competitive up here at the Level Up Arcade Bar. And I want to thank you all so much for tuning in, and our guest. Oh, my goodness, what a great show here with Coach Simpson. Always, we've got to keep him in good spirits, keep him fired up.
In a good mood
he
tonight.
was. He did get some shots off. It transitioned, then Coach Varga got some off,
That's
too.
That's right.
Danielle Mudd of cross country, and then Peyton Cook with soccer. Coach Varga, obviously, with soccer as well. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. And remember, 6 to 7 here, Monday nights at the Level Up Arcade Bar upstairs at the Woodfire Pizza Kitchen in Dallas. downtown Martin, Tennessee.
Yep.
Come and join us. We have a blast up here. We would love to just bring you all up here with us and enjoy the party.
Yep, go to UTMsports.com. Follow UTM Sports and Athletics on social media.
For Chris Brinkley, myself, Davis Gregory, and all our great athletes and coaches coming on today, we say God bless here from Woodfire Pizza Kitchen.
If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Skyhawk Sports Talk podcast is brought to you by Weekly Ford Nissan.